Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very sunny Three Sisters and the second day of action from round 3 of the British Drift Championship. Practice today, Mike, was absolutely unbelievable, and there are a few drivers that really stood out.
Yeah, Mike, the driving today has just been insane. Like, I could not tell you what driver I think is going to win. The Driftmaster guys have blown us away, and the BDC guys have stepped up.
It's just absolutely incredible. So we've got Sebastian Fontin, we've got
Kevin Quinn, Dwayne McKeever, Conor Shanahan, of course.
There's just an absolutely mental lineup today, and so much to do. But we're just minutes away from the action here at Three Sisters. So what do you make of the new line, Mike?
I love it. When I first seen this track, I was a bit sceptical if it was too long in tyre wear, but after what I seen yesterday and some of the pro practice today, it's going to be insane. So the track we're running this weekend, judges want a nice long fast run in. They want the lead car to use the full weight of the track for a weight shift initiation. Powering on a wide line through clip 2 but staying away from them inside curbs. Coming up to clip 2, it's the first decel zone. Going a wide line, following it all the way out, and then a nice snappy transition through 3 into the Manji, Mike.
Yeah, and then clip 4, there's a braking zone just after clip 4, which is an outside clip, and then a nice snappy transition out to the outside of clip 5, and then the cars really put the hammer down through clip 6, 7 and 8. This is where the fast cars are going to start to really shine, and especially in this pro class, we've got some serious cars. Yeah, like T-Side's one of our Three Sisters, my apologies, is one I'm getting around ahead of myself, Mike. It's one of these tracks that we get in 2 different drift tracks in one. So we've got a nice slow technical bit at the start, which turns into a nice fast smoky finish. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. Just unbelievable action today. So let's see some of the drivers we've got. Look at this.
It's like a fantasy league.
I know,
when you're looking at it, there's that many names on it. I was going to say, exactly. So,
I mean, even on this first page, this starts from lowest in the championship up to the highest. But because we've got so many new entrants, we've got some major names in there.
Conor Shanahan, Sebastian Fontin down the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
A returning Martin Cowley, who's going very well, but then drops some oil just there at the end of practice. So hopefully they can get that car sorted.
Yeah, we've got Luke Barker in there as well. Big horsepower car again. Really flying today. We've got Stephen Fitzgerald
in his new car, his new S15 with an LSX in it, of course.
Yeah, and then here we come up to the pros, guys that are leading it. We've got Kevin Quinn up there as well, the lunatic.
Mr. Goodwood. Mr. Goodwood. I heard that's the nickname he's going with now, like, because he just blew the world away.
Yeah, that was absolutely.
It was an epic video.
It was outstanding to watch. Ross Barr in a borrowed car now because he's been breaking his car all weekend.
I heard he's breaking props, but John Shanahan was trying to help him out in the pits or something.
Yes,
correct.
Check out my YouTube later, and I'll show you a picture of that.
See the miracles.
And then we've got Dwayne McKeever and of course Stephen McConnell. They've been twinning today.
Yes, did you notice in practice Stephen and Dwayne have been driving together a lot, so they obviously are feeling each other out on this track, so I'm really excited to see what's going to come from them.
Absolutely, it'll be amazing. So we'll be back with all of that action right after this.
Drifting can be the most demanding motorsport in the world. My name is June Main. The high RPMs required to keep my tires spinning and rubber burning are brutal on engine oil. That's why Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer was formulated for performance on the track and the highway. Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer keeps my power on for split-second decisions, making every shift and turn count. When it comes to my engine and engine oil, I give it every advantage with Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer.
We are Funk Motorsport, your heat management specialists. Based in the UK, we strive for perfection, developing thermal products trusted by professional race teams and drivers worldwide. Performance, protection, reliability. As
a professional drifter, my results depend on numbers. And making all this add up is one product, Lucas Octane Booster. It delivers 3 times the boost and promotes a clean fuel burn that keeps my tires smoking through every turn, which even off the racetrack can be difficult not to do. Depend on Lucas Octane Booster.
Link ECU produce standalone engine management technology with a range of products that allow you to unleash the power of your engine. Acting as your car's brain, our ECUs control electronic fuel injection and ignition. A magnitude of sensor inputs and outputs ensure your engine exceeds your expectations. Built-in safety features guarantee engine protection, and data logs keep you informed on its performance. Smoke your tires and not your engine with a world-leading Link ECU.
Tarmac Sports.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and we have our first driver lined up already. The mighty MX-5.
What a way to kick it off, Mike.
By Tom Van Beek. You see, some of his driving yesterday was absolutely unbelievable.
I think Tom, he is just here to have fun and throw it down with some of the big boys. I've seen him chasing Drift Masters drivers in practice, and like I'd say that's some feeling in the little 1.8 MX-5.
Yeah, I mean, his runs yesterday, I mean, this is just going to be a show. This is just going to be a show for people. Let's have a look as he comes and throws it in. We was throwing a little bit harder yesterday, maybe a little bit of nerves being in the pro class.
He probably just wants to get a score on the board. That's, you know, yourself. It's just get a save for him first and then come out and show off for your second.
But look at that car flying.
Perfect line from Tom.
Wow, look at the outside line as he comes through clips 4 into clip 5. Such a snappy transition. He's really working the car. You can see it bouncing around, all the inputs that he's putting into it at the minute.
Big upshifts there, yeah. Driving. I tell you, anyone that has a 1.8 MX-5, you want to be keeping your eyes open because they're clearly compatible.
Yeah, I mean, that is the standard engine with a turbo on it, and he's in the pro class of BDC. Who would have thought?
And having fun and still fast.
Definitely. So Tom Van Beek is sponsored by Destroy or Die, Bailey Performance and Zestino Tyres. Let's see what the judges thought of that first run of today.
This is it, Mike. They're already starting off with a bang and they're keeping us waiting.
They're having to think about 78.33, a solid first run. I think we're going to see some really high scores.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm expecting good high 90 scores today.
Yep, another very consistent driver, a driver that never strayed from the line at all. Yesterday was Archie Harmer.
I was talking to him in briefing this morning. He was saying he gripped up his car for the 3rd and 4th playoff and actually broke his diff in the warm-up box. Like, how unlucky was that? But they have the car fixed, and look back on that perfect line again is Archie. It's like he's on like tracks, isn't it? He just never seems to budge off that line.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, it's not the fastest run in the world. It's not the most spectacular run in the world, but it's exactly what the judges asked for in briefing. Look how perfect the line is as he comes over, straightening up a little bit through that clip 6, through clip 7, and tapping clip 8 as he comes across the line.
The best thing about Archie is how consistent he is. especially for the age of him.
And that worked.
He's so
for him.
clued in drifting. Like
Yeah.
his brain just works different than a lot of other people's, the way he thinks about things. So
That's right.
he's definitely one to watch for the future, Mike.
100%, 81.33.
Nice.
A very high score from Archie Harmer. He's sponsored by CG Autosport, Auto Finesse, Pure Performance, CDK Tuning, Silkmead Paint Wrap, WP Recovery, and EMS Performance. Up now we have Arunus Namontius.
Didn't you end up like diagnosing a problem with his car last
I
night?
didn't actually diagnose the problem. I couldn't find out what it was.
You couldn't
but
find it?
He had a fuel problem yesterday, and apparently he still has
The same problem.
a bit of the same problem today. So let's see how the car performs. But it looks like he's got plenty of power. See, he was saying that
When he
the
transitions.
car, yeah, he was saying that the car cuts out on left-hand corners, and we
Like
just saw
that.
it do it a minute ago, just then.
Yeah.
So they obviously haven't solved the problem, and he's going to be very frustrated.
I'm sure he's going to be frustrated, but look, he got a podium yesterday, so today's on borrowed time. He's having fun. That's the most important thing. Getting to show he can hang with the big boys.
Well, he fought through it, so let's see. He got a 0 for that, for completely shutting down. Alminus is sponsored by Renegade Performance Fuels and Lubricants, CarPro Plus, Raven Global Auto Parts, 18 Body Repair, and his biggest sponsor is himself.
It's all our biggest sponsor.
Always.
I believe in myself.
Now we have Justinas Norcus, the madman, in the 4.4 litre V8 turbocharged E36. This thing flies.
I'm excited to see him at the pros today because he's so fast.
Yeah.
So is he going to pull away from pro boys like he did yesterday, or is he just going to be straight in the mix?
I know he's a bit shallow on that entry though, and a little bit of a shallow line here from Justinas Norcus on his first run out today. But look at the smoke and the speed, a nice bit of
Angle as
in
well.
it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That was a nice flick through past 4 there in transition
On that
5.
perfect outside line, just as the judges asked this morning in briefing. I think these guys who came through from yesterday, they might be little dark horses, Mike, because they've done a lot extra laps on this track than the pros.
Yeah, this is true, but a little falter there at the start from Justinas Norcus. He is sponsored by Justin's Auto Limited, Print AA Media, and TH Components. And he comes in with a 72-point run, putting him in 3rd position. But yesterday the cut-off was 72 points, I think, to get into top 32.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to try a bit harder than that today.
Definitely, yeah. Well, next up, we have
The man.
Oh, the legend.
The man.
Pro 2 legend.
He is winning Pro 2 at the minute, by some measure as well, and he's really throwing it down. Look at the...
I think he's just sizing up these pro boys for next year, going, what do I have to do with my car to keep up?
Yeah.
Because he's getting plenty of practice running with them on the Sundays.
Yeah, and the car's definitely not slow, so, well, but a bit shallow there.
A bit shallow,
onto-
actually,
onto
uncharacteristic.
clip 3, yeah.
Maybe he celebrated a bit too much last night.
Yeah, maybe.
That happens.
We've all been there.
That happens.
Yeah, and just coming off the track, a load of mistakes here from Dan Tyler. This is quite uncharacteristic, and I can
Definitely
hear
not
the...
like the runs he was doing yesterday.
No, and I can hear the rev limiter a lot, so maybe he's got a problem. He didn't upshift the gear or something like that. But yeah, not the best run from Dan Tyler there. We expected much better, and he's definitely going to have to do better to be in the runnings today. 67.33. He is sponsored by Exo Racing and BZ Media. So he's in 4th position. Yeah, definitely.
Here's the one we're all watching, Mike.
Yes, we have not seen Martin Wonnacott this year. He has just got his car together and decided to come here to Three Sisters.
I was just
to
talking
do
to
his first run.
I was just talking to his crew before qualifying, and they were saying that oil pressure was dropping, and they're on the phone with tuners. So hopefully the guys got that sorted, and the engine, keeps doing what it does.
Well, it's definitely running at
It's
the minute.
working. He said it has a tons of power and then up and down oil pressure.
That's definitely not what you want, but...
You want a ton of power, though. Okay, but...
the power's fine, it's just got to last.
Yeah,
as long as the power lasts, that's okay.
That's the most important thing. But it looks like it's lasting here, Mike,
Yeah, it's a little bit shaky, a little bit of a shaky run from Martin Wonnacott. It's shallow on 3, a little bit shallow on 5, and
I think
quite
Martin's
deep
just using
into
this
8
round as like a shakedown for the car.
I mean, he hasn't driven this car.
No.
He came straight to this event. I don't think he practiced in it at all.
He got like 1 or 2 laps yesterday, probably.
That's it. So
that's commitment.
Yeah, and those cars completely rebuilt.
Yeah, that's how much it means to be at the BDC.
And they go a 71-point run, puts him in 4th position. He is sponsored by Betty's Surf Shop, Sourceworks, Figs Engineering, Exo, Link ECU, Liquid Moly, Leaf Smart Racing, Metal Finishes, The Null, and many, many others that I didn't have time to read out.
Okay.
Big sponsorship. Wow.
Here we go.
Connor Shanahan.
This is going to be interesting. Look at this GT86. It's definitely the nicest GT86 I've ever seen. It's
Yeah.
beautiful looking. What an entry from Connor.
It is.
Absolutely smoking Three Sisters out of it. on that wide line, Connor's one of them drivers, you know, it doesn't take much for Connor to figure out a track, and he is got the grips of it this weekend.
Well, this is just a show of DMEC driving, isn't it? Look how spectacular this guy, look at it, it's exactly on point, all the way around, all the smoke in the world, all the speed in the world. It's just a shame that his bonnet doesn't close properly.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason behind that, Mike. It's like the talking point of this weekend is Conor Shanahan's bonnet, but yeah, there's definitely a logical reason behind that.
I'm sure there is a
to take it off very quick. So
Conor Shanahan is sponsored by Red Bull, Link ECU and KD Customs. I imagine that is going to be a highly scored run.
I hope so, yeah. Like,
I didn't see anything wrong.
No,
did you see anything
wrong? It was
wrong?
fast, smoky and perfect line. Yeah,
95.33.
This is how it's
wow,
going to be
here we
today,
go.
Mike.
But up next.
What?
Up
next, yes.
We have Sebastian Fontin.
Right, for anyone who's here and was watching practice, Sebastian Fontin is pulling off 2 backwards entries at clip 1 and clip 4, and he has promised me he's going to do it twice in qualifying.
Well, let's see. As he fires it down, do we see a backwards entry?
This!
Backwards entry.
That is unbelievable. So fast, perfect line, smoking the place out of going. Connor gets a 95. Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch this, Mike. Coming up for backwards entry number 2. Nice.
There we go. Just
look at the angle.
He looks like he's just having fun round there. Left foot braking all the way round this corner.
That is the exact thing he said to me. He said, this weekend I'm having so much fun. Look, hand out the window, waving to the crowd. Wow. This is just the start of qualifying.
Absolutely unbelievable.
We're going to have no voices left by the end of the day, Mike.
I definitely
You definitely won't, no.
Sebastian Fontin is sponsored by Brake Shop Bandico, BC Racing Netherlands, Hard Race Europe, Shot for Imports, NDV. I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. DP Engineering, Stop Shot Racing Solutions, PC Vanderweel, Advanced Performance Parts, APP, and he comes in with a 97.33 on his first run. This is just amazing. And now this, is this a team? This is a teammate.
Sebastian's teammate Clint van Dijk as well. Yeah, another Dutch driver. So this S14 is amazing, Mike. He was having 1 or 2 little issues on Friday in practice, but this car is crazy big.
Look, I love how this car looks.
Yeah, you're really obsessed with the taillights, aren't you?
I just the whole bit of it. I mean, if it was an S14, not an S14A, I'd just be in love.
Oh, nice entry from Clint.
Amazing.
As we
see.
Nice
big entry. Not quite as flamboyant as his teammate, but still, look at this as he comes through, lights up the back wheels, smoke everywhere. Yeah, a bit conservative there. Definitely didn't see the entry. I can hear a lot of red limits as well. I think we should. Do we need an upshift?
Yeah, I'm wondering what the gear ratio or what's going on here now, because he did look like he was a bit caught for gear there coming through clip 4 to 5.
Yeah, just a little bit. What a fantastic looking car. Love that car. Looks so good. He is sponsored by Modern BV, DBM Engineering, Bontress BV Parts, Shop Max Europe, BC Racing, Netherlands, Orange Labo Europe, Elevens, Noah Selski Autoschlade, ECU Master, Benelux, N Design, and he comes in with a 70-point run, putting him in 7th position, and he is going to have to do better than that. Another driver who we've seen good stuff from in the past, Dylan Kehoe.
This weekend, Dylan Kehoe's car has just been on access stands, and that gearbox has been in and out 3 or 4 times. They're having huge clutch issues. They say they've got it sorted, and do you know what, Mike? It looks like they have got it sorted.
Wow, look, the wheel, it was cocking 3 wheels.
Very little practice on this track because obviously he's having a lot of issues with the clutch, but Dylan is holding his nerve and seems to be putting down a serious good run for his first qualifying.
Yeah, definitely a very
just a little bit wide.
Like he was way too far into the clipping points.
Transitioned a bit too late.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. So I'll just run you through the clipping points. They've got 3 lines on the clipping points. You've got an A line, a B line, and a C line. Obviously, the C line, the A line is the deepest one, and that scores the most points, and then you've got a B line and then a C line, so that's what the judges
It just gives the judges an idea
at.
how deep and how far they're in the clip.
Yes, exactly. 78.33 for Dylan Kehoe. He is sponsored by Myrna Garage Services, Southern Plant Hire, JCE Tyres. Up now we have Carl Farrar.
Carl's confusing me, because I was talking this morning on the grid, in the gridding area, and he was driving his S13, and now I'm looking at him in a chaser. He's been jumping between 2 cars to try and figure out which to drive. But, yeah, big entry. That's a long car for this track, Mike. Like, I'm sure it's hard to get around there.
Yeah, it's a very narrow track, this, and I don't know if it comes across on the screen. I mean, it looks narrow to us. And a car like this almost fills the entire track when it's on angle.
It's like bumper to bumper, track to track.
So if he doesn't get the clips, he has absolutely
I don't know what his excuse is. He just has to be there. That's it. It happens.
And that looks like a good solid run from Carl Ferrara. Carl Ferrara is sponsored by G2, E-Motorsport, Tri-Ace Tyres and Eclipse Motorsport. And that is a good looking car as well.
It is a good looking car.
I'm liking the colour schemes of these.
The colour scheme on both the cars looks amazing.
73.67 puts Carl Ferrara in 6th position so far. Up now we have Leonard Keppard. Leonard Keppard snapped a steering arm at the end of practice.
Yep.
So, or midway through practice, but that was the end of his practice. So, I saw John Shanahan just getting that car back together.
Yeah, Leonard didn't think that he had the parts to fix it, and I just said, yeah, just go talk to the paddock. You'll be able to qualify, and it's fine.
Oh, well, the car's fixed now. It looks like it's steering,
it.
so he's throwing it down into clip 4. Could be a little bit wider through some of these, but very fast so far from them.
Very fast, and there's big impact off this. Look at the smoke coming out of the back of that E46.
Yeah, I don't know whether they managed to get that car completely aligned properly just before it came out. It's very close to the wire, but looks like he's done a fairly decent job there. Leonard Keppard is sponsored by Torque and Renegade Fuels, A to Z Design and Octane Performance. And he comes in with a 64-point run. A little bit disappointing for Leonard Keppard in 11th position.
But as we say, we don't know if the car is fully aligned or not, so maybe he could have just been struggling a small bit there, Mike. I said Leonard's happy to get a score on the board after his morning.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, everybody, cover your ears, because this is loud. So it's Stephen Fitzgerald in his new car, the S15 with the LSX. Crazy build, actually when this car is ticking over in the pits, it actually vibrates our studio, Mike. That's how loud it is, yeah. Big
Very
entry
much so.
from Stephen. As you see, he's following that perfect qualifying line. Snappy gets out to the A zone of 4. Look, nice and wide, Mike. Exactly what the judges were asking this morning. Stephen is definitely getting the grips with this new car. He said he was having a lot of steering issues all morning, and I think by the looks of it, he's fixed them problems.
Yeah, this is a really good run from Stephen Fitzgerald. In a brand new car, I'd say that's better than he's done in
don't say that.
his other car. Yeah. Shh. Well, this is his car now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's between his cars. I think it's
So Stephen Fitzgerald is sponsored by Fitzgerald's Vehicles Limited and Quinn's M Sport. Let's have a look. 77.33 puts him into 6th place so far. Up next we have Nathan Chivers in another beautiful looking car. It's got such a good looking grid.
Yeah, it's like a show, but then they all go in and throw them as hard as they can into corners, side by side.
I mean, it's exactly what it should be.
Yeah.
It looks brilliant, doesn't it? So let's see what Nathan Chivers do. Bit of a handbrake entry.
Oh, a little shallow there.
Just about keeping himself off that curb. Remember, the judges said as soon as you go on that curb, you get a 0. And
they're referred to as the forbidden curbs, Mike.
The forbidden
curbs. You don't go to the forbidden zone.
So I think he just about managed to avoid it, and just about managed to avoid an over-rotation there, using all of the lock on that S13 as he comes flying around the last corner. Hammer down, smoke pouring out the back, and far too wide. Just going halfway through. I mean,
it's very nerve-wracking there because the speed you're carrying coming out of that last corner, if you go on the grass, you're in a tyre wall there and a bank very quick, and it does damage cars. So
yeah, we were stood there yesterday, weren't we? And the cars
we
flying
stood there for long.
So no, exactly. So Nathan Chivers is sponsored by Quaife Engineering, Liquid Moly, high caliber detailing. Let's see what the judges thought of that run. I don't know whether that was too many wheels off, whether he would get
he took
a
the
score.
corner of it. So
he does get a score.
Okay.
54.67. It's a low score, but it's a score.
Score's a score at this stage, especially with a grid like this.
It's got something to build on. Up now we have Louis Edwards. Louis Edwards, so fast today, this morning.
Yeah. Louis another one of these line drivers that just, like Archie, he just sits on the line, stays there, and never leaves it. So I'm very excited to see him, and he's very, very fast.
He is.
That car is gripped up a lot.
Yeah. So let's see. He's only 19 years old as well, Louis Edwards.
It's probably like the youngest ever grid here. There's so many just young lads.
I mean, it's great. Like, so many people just coming into the sport, and they're just like
unbelievable.
Yeah, and then they're like in Pro-Am for a day, and then they're in Pro Class. And it's like, how?
They're in Pro-Am for a single day, and that's
how have you done this? How have you done this? But it's fantastic to see Louis Edwards chucking it into the first corner. A little bit of a conservative entry there, but nice wide line after he enters. He goes through clip 2. A little bit of a, wow, look how wide he is now. He throws it through, not quite as wide onto clip 3, shallowing up through that Manji round down the straight. Flicks it round through the last corner and puts the hammer down now. You see him still feathering the throttle halfway around that corner.
The noise coming from that LS2, it's just so aggressive. Like, it's the most aggressive sound ever.
It is, and that's an aggressive car, an aggressive driver. Now he is sponsored by Alitalia, Wrexham, Learn to Drift, Haltech ECU, Sunoco Fuels, Driven Oils, One Form Wheels, Tar Streets UK, and he comes in with an 85.33 for Louis Edwards,
Nice.
currently putting him in 3rd position. Scores are a lot higher today, mate.
I'm telling you. And this is the reverse championship orders.
Yes.
These are all the guys who haven't been around for a full season, so
Yeah.
there could be a shake-up today, Mike.
And we have Jamie Stanton up now. There's one JZ powered E36. He is driving Richard Grinrod's old car. That's a big, massive
Oh,
big
nice
entry,
flick from
making a
Jamie.
statement as well. Look at this.
I think Jamie's just proven that he can hang the same as the Driftmaster boys as well. Look, nice wide line, exactly as the judges were asking. Makes it out to the A-line at clip 3.
Wow, massive entry into clip 4. That was awesome.
That just caught me there for a second.
Yeah,
I just
that was
paused and went,
awesome.
that's cool, that's cool.
I didn't know whether he was going to hold it or not.
Yeah.
He held it lovely. It was beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well
really
done,
good.
Jamie.
I think he watched Sebastian Falcon earlier. And just
He was
thought,
watching the phone in the
yeah,
queue,
watch-
I'd say, up
watch-
there.
Watch this. I can do that too. I can do that
Anything you can do, I can do better.
So we have Jamie Stanton, sponsored by EMS Fibre Factory, Team Betty, Surf Shop, Ill Musician, and Driftworks. I think that's supposed to be Ill Motion and Driftworks.
And 91.33 for Jamie, so he's going to be delighted with that
Yeah,
score.
in the
Puts him in a
90s.
3rd place.
I mean, I think that transition down through clip 4
Yeah.
was.
If you
the
make
point
us go
scorer.
silent, then you've done something cool.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. So up now we have John Smith in this LS1 powered Mazda MX-5.
I love this
Another
car.
MX-5.
I love this car, man. This is a very fast car, and it just works.
All the MX-5s are
Yeah.
very fast. Maybe we're missing a trick. We should just be getting MX-5.
Yeah, V8 and an MX-5, that seems like the ultimate combination now in my eyes. Or a 1.8, as you see Tom Van Beek with.
So John Smith ran around the track a little bit shallow on a couple of the clips here. And this car always looks like he's got to put a lot of work into getting it around. You can see a lot of steering corrections as he goes around the track. He's very good at driving it, but yeah, it looks difficult.
There looks like a lot of roll in the suspension as well. Like.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I'm sure it's there for a reason.
Yeah, John Smith is sponsored by IA Motorsport, Novus Financial Solutions, Prime Signs, Quantum Suspension, and Sistino Tyres. Yeah, so what the judges thought of that run? That's a little bit shallow in a few places, but still a high-scoring run. 79.33 puts him into 6th position.
The judges are feeling generous today, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Up now we have Robbie Burgoyne, and it's a fantastic
I
looking
love
car.
Robbie's cards. Just
It looks really good, doesn't it, all the time? BMW 1 Series, the S63 V44 engine.
He's going for the big
This-
flick, anyways. Oh,
Wow,
yes!
look how wide Robbie is.
Right on that
exactly
outside line,
on the
that's
edge. This is
perfect.
beautiful. Beautiful
Nice
run
and
from
wide
Robbie
again,
Burgoyne
yeah.
so far. Can he make it wide from here? He does. Hits the clips beautifully. Robert Coyne, wow! Look how close he is to the edge of the track. This is an absolute flyer of a lap.
Like, for people watching at home, then where his back tyre's been on that outside line, that's the difference, you know, between a good enough score and a great score, Mike.
Exactly, yeah. I think that is going to score very highly. That was a very technically good run.
Yeah.
So Robert Burgoyne is sponsored by H.J. Burgoyne Limited Car Works, Van Sales, Accident Repair Centre, James Patterson Plumbing and Heating, and D.A. Gilmore Clark Works. And he scores an 87.67, putting him into 4th position so far. These scores are so high already.
The guys at the end might be worrying a little bit, going,
Yeah.
what do we have to do here?
Yeah, how do we...
Sebastian Font just came out through 97 then.
Yes.
Everyone has to remember that. So next up is Callum Marshall, obviously not in his 180SS. He's in a borrowed car this weekend. He's having some issues with his car and he just jumped in. Another one, little M3. And do you know what? He's doing a serious line in this car. Callum's a great driver and I think he's just proven it. Could probably give him a wheelbarrow when he drive around that track, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic run from him so far. Look how wide he is. A little bit shallow just after 4 there, but I think that's probably the power in the car and they're just getting the speed down the run. But technically, this is a good run as well. It's a little bit straight there through clip
I think he
7.
was just caught with gears though, a small
Yeah.
bit. But I think it's a good run and it should put a score on the board for Callum.
Yep. Callum Marshall was sponsored by Marshall Motorcycles, Everly Garage, and KD Customs Claric. Let's see what the score was. That was a 72.33, puts him in 12th position so far. And we're going to have to see better than 72.33. 72 was the cut-off yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow, Nerigis in this 2JZ powered R33 Skyline.
This is just a crazy car. Listen to it.
That's a weird noise that car's making.
I thought it was just me that thought that was weird. I'm
No.
glad you did, because you know a lot more than me, Mike. But Nerigis.
Why is that car making that noise? That is a very strange noise for a
We just
car
spent the
to
whole time run trying to figure out what that noise is.
I like it. The light. Brilliant.
Nice from Nerigis.
Yeah. Very nice wide line now. The minute cuts into the middle of the track a little bit. It comes through clips 6, 7 and 8 and across the line. Yeah, I really want to know what that noise is. That's the most intriguing thing.
It's mind-boggling, that noise.
So Nerigis is sponsored by VA Piling, VNorth Autos, TH Components, Pulse Motorsport, Powerful Force Limited, IRP and FCP Engineering. He comes in with a 73.33, putting him in 12th position. Up now we have Adam Simmons.
Such a
glorious
cool
car.
Such a cool car.
That's another awesome looking car. They're all
Yeah.
awesome.
They're all lovely
Everything's
cars.
amazing. Today's great.
And we're in qualified. First
We're
runs.
qualified. Yeah, wow, look how
What an
wide
entry
this is.
from Adam.
This is amazing so far. A big flick, and he steered it back onto the outside line. Looks like he had a little bit of trouble with mischief there, maybe, but gets it straight back on line. Look how wide he is. This car just looks so poised right on the outside again. This is a fantastic run from Adam Simmons, right on the outside lines through clips 6. He doesn't come away too much for clip 7, keeps it in there. Most of the drivers coming away didn't feel the need to as well as he comes across the line.
Lovely run from Adam, that was
Beautiful.
now, yeah.
Really good line from Adam Simmons.
Very good. Adam had a little bit of prop issues on Friday. I saw one of our judges, Jason Clark, actually went back home and welded it up for him.
Yeah, we made a whole new prop for him.
There
so
you go. That's what you got,
Adam
friend.
Simmons is sponsored by Rimax Lubricants, Link ECU, Yellow Speed Racing, Ram Air, Max Torque Clutch, OBP Motorsport, Clark Customs, and Slide Motorsport. Let's see what his score
I'm expecting
is.
a high score for that one.
I'm
now,
expecting
that was a
high
good
score
run
as well. Into the 90s? No,
I was going to say about an
85.67.
86, 87.
Oh,
so,
good.
yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you were
I was
saying
actually going to say an 85.67,
Right,
really, but I
okay,
just didn't want to rub it in.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, you would have been right.
I would
well
have been,
done,
yeah.
well done, Mike. Well done.
Starting off on a high.
We have a very high-powered Toyota GT86. I think this is one of the highest power cars we have in competition today. 900 horsepower.
It might be high power, but it's not going fast, Mike.
Ah,
I don't know what happened there. He just planted it, and yeah, I don't know if it's like
too much power? Has he broken a
maybe he
diff?
forgot to turn on the power switch.
Yeah, maybe.
Could have left the
just-
power in the pits. You never
just-
know. So yeah, unfortunately for Luke Barker, that's going to be 0 on his first run because you have an incomplete drift.
Yep. Unfortunately, Luke Barker with a 0. He is sponsored by Tarmac Sports, Exhaust Works, HypeX Raceway, Dries, Tyres, Snowco Fuels, Sparker, and Rimax Lubricants UK.
Okay, who do we got next, Mike?
We have Kevin
Oh,
Kilgriff.
Kevin, go on.
Kilgriff.
No.
No.
So Kev actually asked me to step in because
Alright, you're gonna
as
have
long
to
as
do
he's
it.
driving a BDC, no one's got his name right. So it's Kevin Kilgareth.
Kilgareth.
There you go. Well done.
Kevin Kilgareth.
There you go. Twice in a row. Do it one more. Come on.
Kevin Kilgareth.
Perfect.
There
You're
we go.
saying it
I've
better
got
than
it.
me.
I've got it. I'm gonna forget that when it comes.
Look
to
at the
back.
black smoke coming out of the dirty diesel as he tears down the straight into the first corner.
Yeah, so he's got more smoke this time because they've turned the boost down, so he stops blowing up engines every round. They haven't blown up an engine so
But
far.
they did bring a spare engine this round, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, they normally turn up to practice, blow an engine up, put another one in, then go into competition the
And have
next
fun.
day. But yesterday they were twiddling their thumbs going, I don't know what to do, we don't have to change an engine this time. So. But yeah, a really good run from Kevin.
See the puffs of
Kilgareth.
black smoke as he's feathering the throttle through the white smoke from the tyres. It's just crazy build.
It's so fast for a diesel as well.
Yeah, it just kind of doesn't make sense, but it does at the same time.
Kevin Kilgareth
Yes!
has no sponsors. He's open to sponsors if anyone wants to sponsor the only diesel drift car in the British Drift Championship. I mean, that's got to be something.
Yeah. The car, it's a big white car that needs some stickers, really, doesn't it?
And
Your
8
logo could go here.
An 83-point run as well puts him into 7th position for today. Up next we have Stefanov.
Yeah, Stefan, yet again. He's another driver.
Can he
He's been
improve?
killing it all weekend.
Can he improve again?
I think he can. From what I've seen so far in practice, he's been on it.
Looks a little bit of a slow takeoff, but puts his foot down now as he throws it into the
nice
first nice
initiation.
and wide line. This looks like it's going to be a classic Stefanov.
Perfect. Out in that
Fine,
wide
this
line
is
again.
good.
Gets it all the way out. Look, snappy transition, not over-rotating too much like the judges were asking. Getting to the A-lines at all the clips. Stefan's putting in a killer run here.
Just running off the track a little bit there, just past clip 5 and 6.
What a run! Like,
I mean, he dropped a wheel there at one point, so that will lose him some points, but a very solid run, regardless from Stefan Stefanov. I don't know how much he will actually be docked for that. Stefan is sponsored by Fix Auto, Pershaw, Smokey's Transport, Dreamcar Giveaways, and SCM Remap, and he wasn't deducted barely anything, because that is 86.67.
judges liking that run.
They are liking that run, putting him into 5th position so far. And we have the madman himself,
This is
Armas
like,
Vaskelis.
we did not think this was going to happen. So for anyone that doesn't know, Armas Vaskelis had probably one of the worst rollovers we've seen in drifting in a long time in Driftland at the last round. We thought the car was done, Mike. We thought literally he needed a new car. But his team have came together and actually built the same car better.
Yeah, they've just... I don't know how they did it. They took the whole roof off, they put a whole new roof on.
It's just crazy. And it looks amazing, doesn't it? It looks amazing. And it's driving very well, so we're really excited to see Armas back here.
Yeah, so let's see. Armas Vaskelis.
All Armas wants is that battle with Dwayne. I know. It got robbed from us in Driftland, so maybe we might just get it today.
Yeah, well, let us hope. It comes flying.
Big initiation.
His wheel spin all the way from the start to the initiation as well. Look at this. Look how wide and so much angle from these E30s as well. Nice, smooth transition and the snap. Wow, nearly a backwards entry, nearly coming off the track. I mean, Vaskelis snaps back round. I mean, the driving today is just absolutely unbelievable.
I've never wished qualifying past so much. I love qualifying. It's probably my favourite part of the day. But I just cannot wait for the battles this afternoon.
That was an absolutely fantastic run from Amirs. He is sponsored by Individual Racing Parts, Samsonis, FCP Engineering, Turbo Systems, Powerful Force, Vims powered by Kamuto, Trios Tyres, 69 Production, and VA Piling. Let's see what the judges thought of that run.
Yeah,
I thought it was
like that. A little bit shallow on the Never mind, I know nothing.
92.33 puts him into 3rd position, so we're in the 90s. This is just for qualifying. I'm so excited.
So we've got a 97,
qualifying.
a 95, and a 92 on the first runs, and we still have Kevin Quinn, Dwayne McKeever, and people like that to go.
Yeah, we've got some. Yes, there you are, Kevin Quinn. If you want some excitement, this is going to
listen to the limiter in this run. I think we shouldn't talk. We should let everyone hear the noise of this car because it sounds amazing.
It sounds absolutely spectacular.
The guys at Quinn M Sport, they turn out some drift cars. They do like.
I just felt them go past.
Probably the best built drift cars in the world.
Maybe the best built drift cars.
I'll definitely get a free hoodie for saying that. As we see Kev absolutely killing this car here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit shaky at times through upshifts, but just the wild Kevin Quinn that we're used to seeing. Kevin Quinn is sponsored by Link ECU, Strom Wheels, and Quinn's M Sport. I'm not sure we're going to see a 90 score from that one because there's a couple of little wobbles in there, but still definitely.
Oh, it's going to be
an 82.1
run.
Puts him into 10th position so far. Next up is Josh King.
Josh, that's crazy. When you get up close to this car, you don't realise how glittery and sparkly it is until you're beside it. And a nice sunny day today, the car looks amazing. It does.
The camera doesn't really give it any justice at all whatsoever, does it?
A little bit of a wavy initiation from Josh there. It's like the car stepped a small bit early, but he gets it back on line. Out wide through clip 2, sticking to that perfect qualifying line. Snappy transition. Yeah. Oh, just a little bit early on the brakes there. The judges want them braking after clip 4, but I don't think they're going to heavily penalise because he was on a wide line. See Josh, he lays it down over the finish line. Now, that's not a bad run, Mike. 1 or 2 little hesitance, but all in all, it's a good run.
I think that's a fairly solid first run from Josh King there.
We've seen better already this weekend.
Yeah,
off
there's a
Josh,
couple of things to improve on, but yeah.
Small bit of a
very solid
shaky
run.
initiation, but once he tidies that up, it should be.
Josh King is sponsored by Gear Motive, Must Weld Motorsport, Peer Performance, CPC Counting, Powder Coating, Odd Autos, Big Red, and JK Services. And he has an 83.67 on his first run, currently putting him in 9th position. Up now we have Ryan Caldwell.
Ryan had a little bit of an issue in practice where I think that a small bit of an oil leak, so hopefully the guys have got that sorted. Look at this now. Ryan is one of them drivers that always throws it down.
Yeah.
Proving that he can hang with the big boys in Drift Masters this weekend.
That was a very aggressive entry, yeah. Not using the whole track. He was allowed to use the whole track. And
But he doesn't need to.
Some of the drivers are just choosing not to, and that was a very sharp, snappy initiation. Yeah. And now he's on a wonderful line, Ryan Caldwell. I've seen a couple of cars a little bit deeper, so it's just a little bit shallow there. See loads of clutch kicks as well as he comes around that last corner. Big upshift and then just kicking it to get around there.
Just hold it down for a little extra second just so the revs build up and then let the clutch out.
Yeah. So Ryan Caldwell. No sponsors to read out for Ryan Caldwell.
I'm sure he has sponsors, but he obviously didn't want to tell us.
Yeah, just if we don't know, we can't read them out.
We're not mind readers, Ryan. We're not mind readers.
85.33. The judges liking that though, putting him into 8th position so far. Next up we have James Fenbacon. One of my favourite surnames of the grid.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it is my favourite.
Yeah.
Bacon.
I like bacon.
I love bacon.
Unless someone had a nickname called Cheeseburger.
Yeah, a huge wheel spin off the line there. Fenbacon throwing it down. This is a good line from Fenbacon so far as well. Nice and wide. We haven't really seen any bad lines so far at all, have we? Yeah, Fenbacon.
That's the problem in today's pro class. Everyone is on it, Mike.
Absolutely.
At any point, anyone can top qualifying, so keep your eyes on the track.
Yeah, just the occasional flame popping out the front.
Yeah.
The top of the screaming pipe on James Fenbacon's run. And he crosses the line. And he is sponsored by Baco Compact Limited, Relentless Performance, Track Day and Preparation, Endless Welding Limited, Evolution Branded Workwear, Living the Drift Life, and Lowe's Fiberglass and Body Repairs.
There you go.
81.33 for James Fenbacon, goes to 13th position. Up next, we have Ross Barr. This is Ross Barr driving in Ryan Toprovsky's car.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, this is wow. This car is so fast. We saw Topo was so fast in it yesterday, but just had a few little mistakes. And Ross Barr now putting this car to work. Has he had any practice in his car? I don't think he has, but it looks like he's had loads of practice in it.
I think I've seen him do like maybe 1 or 2 runs, but Ross is just throwing it down. He's not going to let the car break and let it stop him at this point.
Yes, looks like a nice safe run by Ross Barr. It could have been a bit deeper in a few of the bits, but considering this is a borrowed car that he's done 1 run in, that was an absolutely fantastic job. And he is sponsored by Dynamic Property Services, KD Customs, Lithuanian Skip Hire, and Westlake Tyres. Let's see what the judges for this run. 76.33 puts him into 19th position so far. Up now we have the Dwayne.
This is it now.
Mr. McKeon.
Sebastian's got a 97. Connor's got a 95. What's Dwayne going to do?
Well, we're literally just about to find out. Look at the speed!
Oh, yes!
Of the engine!
What a flip by Dwayne!
Nice transition as well. Right, look at the angle as he comes round. Cutting the corner a little bit short there as he came out the back. But wow, look at these transitions as he throws it in. It could be a little bit wider. I think
he's carrying some angle though and some pace, mate.
Yeah.
He could have been a little deeper out there between 4 and 5, but he got the car back on line. Yeah. No matter what, Dwayne, he always puts a spectacle on, doesn't he?
And that was a very, very fast run as well.
Very fast run.
So he's sponsored by all of the sponsors on the car. That's
is that what he wrote down?
That's what he wrote down.
Yeah, the guys are all telling me that he got a new sponsor in DC Scaffolding, so they wanted a big shout out for that. So
okay, there you go.
That's their new one. DC Scaffolding's the new one we can talk about.
I think the Strom wheels written on the side of the car. That's all.
Link is there as well.
Okay, 89 points puts him into 5th.
He didn't get in the 90s club. Oh,
he didn't get in the 90s club.
Dwayne's not going to like that.
No.
So his next run is going to be fireworks.
Absolutely. Up next we have Stephen McConnell, this glorious looking PS 13.
Stephen McConnell, he's just some driver he is. He's unbelievable. No matter where he goes, he just seems to be on the podium, and he is killing it at the start of this run here. Look at that, Mike, out perfect wide. Nice snappy transition through 3, back out to 4, lovely. Could be a small bit deeper there, okay? The judges don't want you in the middle of the track. They want you right out at the edge there between 4 and 5.
I think this is a safe run from Stephen McConnell, and it could almost be a little bit too safe. I think he's going to get a good high score, so he's going to be in the competition for sure, but we have seen better. There's
a lot of pressure on Stephen as well, because not only does he have all these big drivers here this weekend, but he's Dwayne catching up on him in the championship points, and he is leading it. So there's a massive target on the back of that PS13.
There is, and an 84.67 puts him in 11th position, nearly middle of the pack. Oh no, because it's top 32 now, not top 24. Keep forgetting that. And we're back round to Tom Van Beek, the mighty Van Beek.
Oh, we get to go again. Brilliant. The first runs were unbelievable, like.
And now they're just going to improve.
Yeah.
So they've all got really good scores.
So now they're going to go harder. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what Tom's going to do here. Tom got a 78.33 in his first run. That's the entry we expected.
Look at it.
Yes,
Tom. There we go. His big transition is going to make it round. Look how wide it is.
That was class.
Absolutely awesome run. This is just qualifying. How are we so excited for this? It's just qualifying. This is a spectacular run from Tom Van Beek. This is what we were expecting on his first run. Just did a safe run his first run. A little bit shallow there, but can he make it up with pace round the rest of the track?
I think he's just trying to keep as much momentum as possible in that car, Mike. And yeah, what a run by Tom. I don't know what if he's beating pro guys in a 1.8 MX-5 battles, like, that's just going to be crazy.
Why do you need a 2J?
Yeah, is he proving that drifting needs to go backwards and let's go to underpowered cars and have fun again?
I think I might try it. I'm going to buy an underpowered car.
92.33 in the pro class in a 1.8 MX-5.
Wow! Tom Van Beek.
What a guy! What a guy! And he's just so humble. He's like, yeah, kind of went well. I like that.
I love it.
It's the stuff of legends, that is.
Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Talk about stuff of legends, the 14-year-old
future legend.
Archie Harmer. I don't know if he's a future legend.
He's a legend in the making, that's what he is.
Already a legend. I'd say he's already a legend.
Mike Walton has said it here first. Big flick from Archie, puts him on the wide line. Look, perfect out to the edge of the track. Comes back around. That's exactly what the judges want. Like, it's just every run he's in the same spot. It's like he knows, just car, do your thing. I'll just sit here and drink a cup of tea. Big flick into clip.
Oh, no, car looks problem. Like oh no, don't tell me he's broken another diff or drive shaft.
I'm not 100% sure. We did see the big backfires come out of the bonnet there from the pipe, but I really hope whatever it is they can get it sorted, because I want to see Archie battling later on. He got an 81.33 in his first run. He's currently in 16th position. I think he's safe enough, but don't quote me on that.
Well, let's hope he can get back to the pits and get that car sorted as soon as possible.
And also, his driving's class, but his fringe is even better.
Yeah. Big fan of big curly
big
hair.
Fan. I need to get a curly fringe in my life.
Up now we have Arunas and Montes.
So if I'm correct, only 0 in the first runs. He's seen the car breakdown just coming into clip 2, so whatever the issue is, we really hope the guy's got that sorted. It's probably the fuel surgeon like yesterday, Mike.
Yeah, well he said it was around left-hand corners, and that it cut out round the left-hand corner, so let's hope it doesn't cut out this time.
It does.
It cuts out!
Double zero
is so frustrating as well, and it's a mechanical problem that only goes. Look,
fuel surgeon is the worst feeling in the world, because you're just sitting there going, please car, come on now, you're embarrassing me.
And we were looking at the car, and we can't work out why it's fuel surgeon at all. It's literally.
We literally went through the whole fuel system with the guys last night, and everything is working, so it does not make sense. But look, just do a massive burnout to finish off the tyres. That's all you can do.
Oh, he's going to be so upset about that as well.
I know he's going to be happy with yesterday, but you don't want it to end like that.
Up now, we have Justina Snorkus. A lunatic.
Just, yep, that's easy ways.
Absolute lunatic, Justina Snorkus. And he had. What did he score in his first run?
He's currently in 25th position. I'm not 100% sure because we haven't got the graphic to tell us what his score is, but.
Wow, look how wide! Oh!
just pushing that a little bit too hard.
He managed to hold it on the track. It's just about
we just keep
trying to work out what's going on here. Look, it's just saying it's in the middle of the track now. Now comes back on to a nice wide line around the rest of the track, but some big mistakes at the start of that run.
Especially that big mistake just after clip 1. I'm pretty sure it was 2 wheels, Mike. I'm sure our judges will let us know, but
yeah. So he scored a 72 points. So he is definitely in the danger zone.
Yeah. So what? He's currently sitting in 25th position.
25th position. And it comes
he does get a score.
0.33.
That first corner, the judges start telling you it's risk reward. So we've seen it work out for people like Sebastian Fonten, but when it goes wrong, Mike.
Yeah. So we have up next
Dan Tyler.
Dan Tyler.
Very uncharacteristic Dan Tyler in the first run.
Yeah, 67.33, making a whole host of mistakes. So he's got a lot of work to do and a little bit of a wobble on the entry as well for Dan Tyler.
Mid-track as well.
I don't know what's going on today. Maybe he did celebrate a little bit too hard last night. We don't know. Yeah, just shallow again on 3. This is not the Dan Tyler we saw yesterday.
No, completely different driving from Dan Tyler. Maybe the pressure from the pros to get to him.
Snaps that on and has to use all the lot to get himself out of trouble as well. Really slows him down around the first part of that second corner.
Yeah, Dan got a 67.33 in his first run.
And that wasn't a Dan Tyler run again.
That's an imposter.
Who has stolen Dan Tyler? He does improve slightly, 71.67, putting him in 26th position so far. Oh, now we have Martin Wonnacott. Again, not putting the best run in on his first run.
It's probably the 5th or 6th run he's had since he's rebuilt the car, though, Mike. So come on, he got a 71 and he put a score on the board.
Well, I'll give him.
We'll be nice to him. Okay, it's early. He's only back. We'll welcome him back.
So he gets the go-ahead from the track staff. Off he goes to go. Clicks it into gear and the whole body panel at the back just shakes like a wave. Okay, flicks it into the first corner, a little bit shallow on that first corner again for Martin Wonnacott. Comes around a second, almost shuts the car down.
Keeps it going, but he's completely in the wrong part of the track, Mike, after clip 2.
Yeah, this is a very shaky run from Martin Wonnacott so far.
As we see, he has recovered the second half and he's got back out perfect on that outside line. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say he'll put a score on the board, Mike, but I think Martin needs a lot more testing time with that car and just to figure out a few gremlins that are in it.
It's just not working as it has done in the past, and I know he'll be frustrated about that as well because he's put so much work into that car, getting it to do what he wanted to do, and he doesn't improve. 66.67. He's down the bottom of the pack, 27th position so far. Now we have Connor Shanahan.
Connor is definitely going to want to go higher than Sebastian.
So he's sat on a 95.33. No Sebastian. He's on a 97.
Yeah, 0.67 as a guess. I don't know.
So let's have a look. Can he
flick from Connor?
The entry. Wow, from Connor Shanahan. That was almost completely backwards as he comes through left foot braking. Nice and wide around this corner. Now I'm interested to see as he flicks into 4th. Do we see another backwards entry? We don't quite. A little bit of left foot brake as well as he comes through into that corner. Just trying to keep the nose of the car in shape. Very wide now as he powers through the rest of the circuit.
Like Connor's on the ideal qualifying line here. Maybe the little bit of the impact with the flares, with the backwards entries that Sebastian was doing, that could be the deciding factor. But all in all, Connor with another perfect run. I love the way he left foot brake to just keep the control in the car, so he doesn't have to slow down. He can keep the foot in.
I mean, that's just it's so professional to see a driver like that almost make a tiny little mistake, but know exactly what to do to hold it in exactly where he needs to go. So, and that will shine through massively when it comes to battles later on.
100%. As we await Connor's second score,
will he improve? I'm not sure it's an improvement on
I thought his first run made us shout more. That's the way I judge him.
Yeah.
It's not about criteria or anything like that. It's about how much we react.
Literally, or if we go completely silent or very loud, you know it's good.
If we go silent, people think there's something wrong, and we're like, no, we're just picking our jaws off the floor, because that was very cool.
94.833, not quite as good, but a very similar score, an extremely high score.
Yes.
And we say not quite as good, it's still 94.33, and here we go, Sebastian Fontin. 97.33.
Bigger flip than the last time! Ow! Oh, Sebastian. He is just having fun here. Look at the angle he's carrying.
He's just doing a wheelie all the way around the track. He was very shallow there and completely on the wrong line, but I think he's just going to throw it back in. That's exactly what he was going to do. He knew it was on the wrong line. He just wanted to go backwards, side skirt, hanging off. Look how much the car wheelies.
Yeah, there's some squat in that car, isn't there?
So the front wheels are almost not on the ground as he comes round to the last corner.
Brilliant run again from Sebastian. He's definitely here to entertain the crowd this weekend.
I mean, he knew he got 97.33. He was offline, but he was offline just so he could throw a backwards entry. That's literally the only reason.
The fact that he promised me he'd do it and he did it now has made me happy.
Excellent, 97.3.
So what do you think, maybe not bigger than 97?
No.
He clipped 3, he was in the completely wrong place.
Yeah, he just didn't do what he was
but
meant to do.
4 was just class.
Yeah.
It's hard, we reacted a lot to that one, Mike, so the judges might reward him for that.
95.33. So there we go. Up now we have
someone we didn't see do their first run.
This is Martin Cowley.
This is Martin Cowley. So, in the last run just before qualifying, Martin Cowley left a nice trail of oil from the start line down to the first corner, as you can see all the oil spill. So, yeah, delighted the guy's got the car back out and there's no major damage on that, because he was driving well. But big entry from Martin. He has one run to do it, so pressure is on for this run, but of all drivers, he can handle the pressure.
Shuts the car down and reinitiates immediately as well, so definitely some problems still with that car.
When you drop all that oil, you're worried about your engine, Mike. You're watching the gauges probably more than you're looking out the window there in that scenario. And just unfortunate for Martin, the car shut down in clip 2, but he did well to recover it. But I still think it might be an incomplete drift.
Did he completely stop sliding?
I don't know. It was.
I don't think it's a 0, but I think it's definite big points deduction.
So I think I could be wrong on this, but I think he might just need to get a score on the board to get into battles.
I think he does.
Because he's currently in 32nd position. And he does get a score on the board, so we know nothing. He's in 30th.
30th position. 62.
Well, delighted for him, because after the big incident there, everyone feared that his engine was gone. It's good to get into battles. Yeah.
So, now we have Clint.
This is your favourite S14 grid, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. That's it.
It looks lovely.
But they all look lovely, Mike.
No, but this one.
What an entry!
It looks lovelier. And he drives
so early there.
Look, and he comes off the track a little bit as well, just making a few mistakes. He's hammering the limiter on this car as well. Look.
The limiter,
Absolutely hammering the engine on this car. Big snap through on that transition round to the last corner.
Yeah, just in between 6 and 7 in the completely wrong part of the track. The judges do want you on that wide line, so it's going to be a score, but I don't think it's going to be a high one, Mike.
No, 70 points on his first run, not a particularly high score on his first run either, so let's see what the judges have to say. Currently in 28th position, 76.33, so he does improve, and it puts him into 21st position.
So up next it's Dylan Kyo. So he got 78.33 in his first run. Looks like the clutch is working in the car.
Yeah.
So hopefully that Dylan can hold together and get a good second run in here. Because we do know Dylan's one of these drivers that is crazy in battles.
I'm not surprised the clutch doesn't last long in this car. He's done like 18 clutch kicks already, and it's the second corner.
That's a bit of Irish in him.
Yeah. But a lovely line. Look how wide he is on this track now. Look, he's really working the car as well. Look. Shut down. A little bit of a straighten there through clip 7. He comes hammering across the line through clip 8. 78.33 on his first run. Will we see any improvement from Dylan Keogh? I don't think so. A little straight in there, that's going to knock him down a bit.
Yeah, it's hard, it's great to be inside the head of the judges to see what they're thinking, because they're rewarding some
82.33, so obviously that straighten was a lot less than we thought it was, and a decent score on the board. Up now we have Carl Farrar. Carl Farrar 73.67 on his first run, currently ranking in 23rd position.
So this will be the longest car in the grid, even though him and Martin Monaco have the same car, but he's a back bumper, so that make his longer, wouldn't
Yes,
it?
definitely.
So longest car in the grid.
And a front bumper. Wow, that was a very
Oh.
weird entry. Slowing down, but a big flick and on the right line. So, yeah, as he comes
Seemed
down
to
the second
work
corner.
anyways. It got
Yeah,
him
it's nice
exactly
and
where he
wide.
needed to be.
Yeah, it was a bit odd looking to us, but it seems, yeah, like you say, it seems to have worked very well. A little bit shallow there just after 4, as he now transitions through 5, deep into 6. Very deep through 6 and 7. Is that going to mess him up? No, he seems to manage to hold it all right as he comes around the bench of the track. This is a nice, solid, decent run from Carl Farrar. And can he slow that thing down before the end?
It's like a boat. Do you want to throw an
it's
anchor
like,
out there?
Come on, slow down. Come on. So Carl Farrar. Look at that pose as well for his picture.
He's just such a dude, isn't he? Like, he's probably the coolest guy in the grid.
I'm not sure I'd call him the coolest guy in the grid, but the most consistent.
Well,
for
he
sure,
thinks he's the coolest guy in the grid.
73.67. Exactly the same score as his first run.
I'm sure that's very difficult to do. They get two of the exact same scores.
We saw it yesterday as well. Another driver, I can't remember who it was, but there was another driver that scored exactly the same score on both their runs. Right, Lennon Keppard, 64.
Oh, Leonard throwing it in.
Points. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it still ended up in the... It's like they're flicking a small bit early and they're ending up too shallow in.
just seems a little bit shallow in certain places as he comes around the track. Plenty of pace though from Leonard Keppard, so we can see some different things. It snaps to lock very quickly.
I think he's still having steering issues, Mike, from breaking that lower arm this morning. It doesn't look like the car is steering 100%.
It's definitely not smooth, is it? It snaps to angle, straighten up, then snap into angle again. So a bit of a sketchy run there from Leonard Keppard, unfortunately. 64 points on his first run. We'll see what improvement he does. I think it might be a slight improvement for his second run, but quite how much, I am not sure. Let's have a look. 69.33, yeah, so a slight improvement. He remains in 29th position up now. Stephen Fitzgerald in this brand new car that he has just bought, S15.
You'd look at that car and you'd think it was a wrap, wouldn't you? Until you actually got close and realise it's all hand painted.
Is it handbag? I thought it was a wrap.
Oh, have a look at it after qualifying. I was impressed. What an entry by Stephen. Like, look at the go in this car. Like, he only picked it up last week, so I'm sure there's still plenty more he wants to do to make it his own, but Steve has really got the grips with this S15.
Yeah,
and the V8 lifestyle, because he's not a turbo guy.
Yeah, he seems to like the V8, doesn't he, in there? Just a little hiccup there through clips 6. But he powers across the line with plenty of pace. 77.33, a respectable run on his first run as well. And let's see what his score is. 80-point run, it does improve, puts him into 19th position. Let's see Fitzgerald up next. We have Nathan Chivers, not a big score.
No, if you remember back, he put the wheels off just to clip 8 there at the finish line. So what he needs to do is he needs to keep the car in a little bit more, stay on the black stuff, and hopefully he can get an improved score.
Come on, Chivers, keep it on the black stuff. You can do it.
There's green, there's black. Stay on the black. Just and simple.
And don't forget the forbidden curves as
well.
Oh,
the forbidden curves.
Stay off the forbidden curves.
Don't mention the curves. No one's been near them yet, Mike. Oh, still, yeah, same as his last initiation, mid-track. Yeah, it's just like he's flicking the car maybe a small bit too early on the run-in. But
I think he's just not...
I don't know what happened there, Mike. It was just like he got stuck on a locker or something.
That was just some extremely unique driving there from Nathan Chivers as he came around the second corner. I'm not 100% sure what happened. Maybe a problem with the steering or something like that.
Yeah, definitely something went wrong. I'm not sure. I wonder if he had like an electronic steering pump and it just turned off or something midway through there, because he turned one way and then just didn't turn back.
I mean, that's the only explanation I can see. So let's see if that comes up with the score. I don't think it'll be completely come off of the track and stop drifting. So have that confirmed. Move on. our next driver very shortly.
Maybe the judges are just having a little bit of a conversation about this as well.
Yeah. Is it a 0? Is it not a 0? We'll never find
They'll
out.
never tell us anyways.
Guys, if you can hear me, yeah, unfortunately that is a 0 for Nathan.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Brad.
So up now we have Louis Edwards. Definitely, I very much doubt he is going to score a 0. He's a very consistent driver, so...
Yeah, it's a very obnoxious sounding car as well. I love it.
Okay, so we've just had word through that there is a small power situation with the judges' tower, so we can't run this run just at this second. So we will hopefully get that sorted and proceed with the day forthwith.
What's your fantasy battle of today? What do you want to see?
Why? Say that again, sorry.
Your fantasy battle of today. What battle do you want to see of all the drivers we have here in qualifying?
Well, because...
All of them.
yeah, well, I want to see here today, because I want to commentate on it, I want to see Fontin versus...
McKeever?
No. Connor.
Oh, Connor, yeah. I was going to say there might be
I don't know
about
why
40 drivers here, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know why that escaped me.
Your brain just went
Just that 1
completely.
second, it just had an absolute complete
I actually looked in their
meltdown.
eyes and I just seen empty.
Yeah, I was just like, why
Yeah.
is there not a name there?
Connor and Sebastian, or Dwayne and Sebastian, be a good one, but
I mean,
Dwayne and Steve McConnell, I want that. I want that battle.
I get to see Dwayne and commentate on Dwayne a lot, but I don't
Yeah.
get to commentate on those two all the time. So that's my dream battle.
That's your
for today,
that's your
yeah.
dream battle for today. Well, look, we put it out in the universe. It might happen.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. We put it out in the universe now by talking about it, so.
It's to believe in all that universe stuff. Yeah, just put it out there.
Yeah, just
and
put it
then
out there. Just write in a piece of paper, throw it in the crowd, and get done for littering.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely will.
So Louis Edwards is going to back up because he is going to have to warm his tyres up again before his run. It's incredibly warm here today.
Yeah, it is. Well, not where we are, because we've air conditioning, as we were
Yes.
telling everyone yesterday. But
It is. Yeah.
outside, it's very warm. Yeah. Yeah. Judging Tower is definitely very warm.
Yesterday they were coming after the event. Yesterday they were just going, "It's so hot in that tower."
Yeah, and they were all sunburned, and we were like, "Oh, I'm
Unbelievable.
cold."
And we're like, I need to put an extra jumper on it.
Yeah.
It's
We might actually have to turn the heating up in here a small bit.
And we see there's a big crowd here at Three Sisters so
Yeah.
far.
It just makes a perfect spectating venue. Like, that bank
does.
is just ideal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Oh, just relaxing, sitting on the grass,
Enjoying
nice
the
sunny
sunshine,
day.
A little bit of a
Get
picnic there, sandwiches and things, you know?
yourself- Get yourself an ice cream. That's a car just turned
Yeah,
off right
because
outside.
Stephen Fitzgerald's car literally feels like it's on my lap when it's ticking over the paddock. The room's shaking that much, and he just turned it off, and it feels great now.
It's like a sigh of relief.
It is like a-
It's a massage chair turns off.
Thanks for that, Steve. Really appreciate it. So we see.
Hopefully, having a graphic up means that we have now.
That means the
got
power's
power.
back in the tower, so that's why we were waiting to find out. So it was a 0 for Nathan on his second run.
Let's hope that we do have some power left. We power again.
Yeah, we need a bit of power left, Mike. It's early day, yeah.
Very early in the day so far. Okay, so that's all we see. Louis Edwards start to warm his tyres up.
So we've the camera going to Louis. Once he starts to warm his tyres, then we know the tower is given the decision to the start line to run it again. So fingers crossed that soon. But Louis on the phone. He's just going through
Yeah,
Snapchat
he's not
there.
bothered. I'll just have
All right,
a-
boys. Look what I'm doing today. I'm doing some skids.
I'm just going to text my mum and
Social media's most. Don't put away the phone, Louis. We all seen it.
Louis Edwards. He didn't always have a V8. I remember him driving quite well. I think he had a 325.
325 or 328. Yeah, he came to Ireland for a bit as well a couple of years ago, and he just blew everyone away in a 325. Pretty sure it was a 325.
Was it a 325?
It's
Yeah.
probably we're wrong. We're always wrong with things like this, but
I know he's got the V8 and he absolutely, since he's had that V8 in the car, absolutely flying
Yeah.
every single run.
yeah. And he's very good to watch as well. Like, no matter what run it is, but he's leading, chasing, or in qualifying, he's going to give you a show.
Definitely, definitely. And what a show we have got waiting for us today. Like some of the qualifying scores, look, you can see on the left-hand side, 97.33, 95.33. Tom Van Beek in that little
5
MX-5.
drivers in Pro got a 90, and Tom Van Beek's one of them. Just that man. What a
It's
legend.
just, yeah, it's absolutely amazing to watch. Oh, we've got Archie Harmer up there as well, 81.33. James Finn Bacon, 81.33 as well. Exactly the same score for those two. Fitzgerald, a brand new car with an 80-point run.
Callum Marshall in the powered car, 72, gets him into battles.
Yeah, and Luke Barker currently hasn't done his second run, but a 0 on his first run. So Luke Barker,
So
currently not in the competition.
So whoever's in 32nd position at the moment, if Luke Barker puts a score on the board, they shall not be joining us this afternoon for battles.
Exactly, yeah.
Who is currently in 32nd position? Mike, you that has all the information in front of you.
I will have a look quickly. I've got to scroll down. Luke Barker is in 32nd position.
So he puts a score in.
So
So no one gets knocked out of the competition.
He just has to put a score on the board. Yeah, unfortunately, Arunas 33rd position after his car breaking down. Through left-hand corner.
Just that fuel
Still
gremlin.
can't work it out.
It's boggling my mind.
Still just trying to think why would his car not work on left-hand corners only?
Because the car's all right.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Sorry, you just lined it up.
No, I
Just had
loved
to
it.
knock it out of the park.
I loved it. Loved it. Dad jokes. You come here for drifting, you
And-
get dad
Yeah.
jokes.
Come for the drift and stay for the dad jokes.
So, let's see. We still have no warming of the tyres from Louis Edwards. So we just start suffering a very slight technical
Do you know what?
issue.
It's not actually a bad thing, because qualifying has been coming at us hard and fast there with some crazy runs, and now we can actually sit down, take a breath, and just process what's about to happen for the rest of the runs.
Yeah, so who have we got left to go? Let's have a look.
Now, Mike, you're not the best with computers, so
No, I'm
the whole live stream could end now because Mike Walton's trying to find out the order.
Please don't. Please don't. Please still work.
Did you try turn it off and turn it back on again?
No, I'm not going to touch anything. It's all far too complicated.
The pages change automatically for us because we're not allowed near computers.
Yeah,
That's the rule in here.
I have one button in front of me and I'm scared to touch
I
it.
still can't mess.
Just in case I press it wrong somehow.
What does this button do? Big red button.
Yeah.
Off air.
Oh no. Oh no. It's all going horribly wrong. So
I'd love to say in times like this could we just go to our judges and see what they're thinking, or how's qualifying going for them. But if the power
this is exactly what we can't
do that because we can't talk to
we
the
can't do
judges.
anything because the judges can't do anything because they don't have any power. Oh, Louis Edwards is making a move. He's going to warm up his tyres.
That means Toby's after giving the signal, so
Yes, that
We
means
must be ready to go
that
again.
means we are back up in action, ladies and gentlemen.
it's a very nervous wait there for Louis now.
Yeah, well,
It's been moving such fast pace, and then there's just a lull straight away and stop.
He didn't seem phased at all. He was on his phone going, nah, I'll do my run again in a minute. I'm already in.
The youth
I'm-
of nowadays,
I'm
they don't
definitely
think about
in.
things.
Yeah, I don't
We
care.
be stressing like mad.
Yeah. So, absolutely not phased at all, Louis Edwards. He is lining up, and we will wait for the all go again.
As we see our start line, Marshall, Mr. Lee Colgate, making sure he looks nice and slick.
And here we go. Off we go. Louis Edwards leaves the line. Throws in a
Nice
very
initiation.
nice
Look
smooth
at that.
initiation. Whoa, a bit too wide, just coming off the track, ever so slightly dropping a wheel onto dirt. I don't think he dropped a wheel then. I think that was just literally the smoke blowing
The
dust
exhaust
away
or
from
something
the track.
made the dirt blow up, so I don't think he actually stripped around clip 2, but Louis is on the perfect line. Listen to the sound of this V8. That is just so aggressive, Mike. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely mental. Just perfect.
Yep.
Again.
Very good run from Louis. But it's exactly what we were expecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we might have to wait a little minute for the result to come through from the judging tower. 85.33 on his first run. He's currently sat in 11th position, comfortably.
I think he might have improved on the first run there.
You think he did?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember back to his first run now, but I don't have a good memory.
You don't. Well, you need it.
No. I'm watching it live, I don't remember.
89.33 does improve. You're
I
right.
told you it was
Mike.
better than his first run.
Up into 6th position, nearly in the 90s club. Nearly. So nearly in the 90s club. Yeah, it was a fantastic run for Louis Edwards. Up now we have Jamie Stanton. Jamie Stanton looking excited as well.
Jamie got 91.33 in his first run. He's currently sitting in 5th position, so we know he's just going to have fun with this and throw it in hard.
Are we going to see some backwards entries? Did he do a backwards entry in his first one? I think he did.
I think the backwards entry is what brings you to the 90s club. That's what word in the street around the judging tower is.
Yeah, if you don't do a 90, you're not getting in. No, not going a backwards entry, you're not getting in the 90s club.
What? Imagine if 90 was the cut-off. Like, everyone got in the 90s in the top 32. That'd be amazing.
That would be absolutely insane. Let's have a look. Jamie Stanton leads the ride.
He's going for the big flick, anyways.
Flick.
Oh, yes.
Not quite
that
backwards,
wide?
but it's very, very big angle and very wide on the track. As he comes through clip 2, staying nice and wide, plenty of wheel speed as well. This is definitely for show. Is it going to be a big flick? It is a massive
Look
flick.
at the line.
Wow, and he just holds it on the track, millimetres from coming off the track as well. This is a spectacular show from Jamie Stanton. Will we see him come into the 90s club, or is that his invitation?
Well, he's already in the club.
Already in the 90s club. Higher in the 90s club.
He's got one of the t-shirts, we don't.
No, I don't think I'm ever going to get one of those t-shirts.
Me neither, no. Don't want it anyways.
Yeah.
Who wants to be in the 90s
Yeah,
club?
we don't want that.
No, we do, don't be lying.
Really badly. So, that's it. Jamie Stanton finishing his run. Can we see an improvement in his score?
Is it better than a 91?
We're just waiting for the graphic to come up. 91.33 is first. 5th position so far. Will we see an improvement? Can we see an improvement? Come on, judges. There we go. We do an improvement. 93 points for Jamie Stanton.
Definitely
puts him into
entry.
3rd position. That was the backwards entry.
Yeah, clip 4 backwards entry, that's what, that was the
100%.
difference.
That was it. Up now we
It
have...
was our reaction.
We have John Smith up next in that little MX-5.
Really like this car, like, it's just such a cool little car.
It is,
Yeah.
it is. Like I say, it looks difficult to drive in there. It's a little bit shallow there on the entry as he comes around the second corner. A little bit shallow again. It just looks like he's working it very, very hard. And the car moves about an awful lot.
Yeah. He seems to be fighting the steering to get around that corner there.
Every time he lets off the throttle, the nose of the car dips and puts it back down again. The whole thing dives backwards as well.
It's one of them cars that's just set up to be on full throttle.
Yeah, very soft suspension. Look how fire coming out from underneath the car as well. Spectacular. So, a very good run there from John Smith, but I think he could be deeper in a lot of the clips. 79.33 on his first run. Not sure.
He was shallow on a good few clips. He was getting the C lines, but we know you want
81, a slight improvement. A slight improvement puts him into 19th position. And up next we have Robert Burgoyne.
Yeah, Robbie did that crazy entry into the first corner in the last run.
Are we going to see more crazy?
I really hope so. He got an 87.67 on his first run. He's currently sitting in 8th position, so what can he do in his second? You see Robbie with the mid-track flick.
Very wide as well. Not quite the angle we've seen from some of the other drivers, but still really wide on that entry. Lovely to watch. Look at the smoke pouring out the back of the car as well. Just a little bit of a wobble on the transition through the centre of the track there. But not on a lovely line. I don't think it affects his line at all.
In fact, the wobble actually put him nearly on a better line.
Probably did, yeah.
That's a great run from Robbie.
Very solid run from Robbie Burgoyne.
One or two little areas he could tidy up on, but yeah, it's going to be enough to bring him to the battles later on.
100%. He's already in 8th position with an 87.67. But we see an improvement on that run. I don't think we're going to go into the 90s. There were no backwards entries. I was wrong.
It was like
completely
the
wrong.
three guys knew exactly.
Yes.
I'm going to ruin Mike Walton's day.
Yep. They definitely would do that.
So
as
a
well.
90 for Robbie there in his second run.
Well, that just goes to prove you don't have to do a backwards entry to get into the 90s. You just have to do a perfect
Just
run.
proved us wrong again.
Callum Marshall up now in this borrowed BMW E46 M3 powered compact. And look how wide he is on that line.
He might be fast, but he's exactly where the judges want him.
Yeah, and I think that's all you can do in a compact. Oh,
Small
slight
wheel drop
there, just a little bit wide, but lovely chaseable line. Just struggling a little bit for power as he transitioned there, and slightly straight through clip 7. Passes a line, clip 8. Just wringing the neck out of that car.
It's the only thing you can do with a car like that.
Callum Marshall doing the best he can with what he's got. 72.33 on his first run. An improvement. Mighty 1, we do see quite a big improvement. That puts him into 20th position. So a lot of points jump there, but not a lot of. It doesn't jump up very high position-wise. So.
Yeah. So it just shows you that there's a little bit in it in that mid-pack of the grid.
Yeah. Nera just didn't hit the camera.
He just hit
man.
the camera with the GoPro off the spoiler there, it looks like. Did that just happen?
Yeah, it did. Nera just a very wild run from Nera, just a big entry, nice and wide. So again, his car making a very odd noise. A little bit of an early transition. Can he hold it all the way to the edge? He almost does. Yeah, just nearly running that inside curb.
Dropped the wheel and was a bit shy
4.
on 3 there, but yeah, he held it well back out to 4. Got the car back on line. You see 5 to 6, holding it down. Look at the smoke coming out of the back of that. And I know for a fact Mike Walton really wants to know what that noise is.
Yeah, it's bugging.
It's
I'm going to
bugging,
have to go and ask him.
Yeah.
So 73.33. A couple of mistakes again there for Neragis. So I wonder if that is going to harm his score. But I think there might be a slight improvement as well. It's quite flamboyant, that run, but there were a couple of little mistakes.
Yeah, just that wheel drop coming into 4, I'd say he'll be penalised for that one.
75.67, a very slight improvement. Puts him into 24th position. Up next we have Adam Simmons. What a lovely car.
What a lovely car. I know we keep saying they're all lovely cars, but Adams is just so unique.
It's very well put together,
yeah.
This car as well. It's built by one of the judges.
I wonder if that factor. It's an 85.67 for his first run. We see Adam absolutely killing it on this qualifying line. Laying down.
Look at the smoke and a big
coming
flick
from it
as he comes down in through clip 4. Nice wide line as well.
Adam must be like sitting directly over the back wheels because like he's a tall guy.
Yeah,
it's a small car.
I've sat as a passenger in that car as well. And
I'd say it's some feeling, is it?
It's a unique feeling.
But Adam is a unique character. Let's be honest.
He definitely is a unique character. But yeah, 85.67 and another brilliant run by Adam Simmons. Let's see, can he improve on that score? I didn't see many mistakes, did you?
No, it could be an improvement. Yeah,
90.
Someone get that man a t-shirt. He just joined the club.
90-point run for Adam Simmons puts him into 7th position. 7 people in 90 or above at the minute.
And now we got pressure on. He's anxious. He's going to put his fist through the window of the car. He's on a 0. So like, what can Luke Barker do? Can he get one of the t-shirts, Mike?
Yeah, he has absolutely everything to prove at the minute, having a 0 points on his first run. A little bit shy on entry as well through that first corner. Can he make it up the rest of the track? Shallow again through the second corner. I think he's just desperately trying to get something on the board.
Yeah.
Shallow round all of the corners here so far.
I wonder, is that the theory? You know, Luke's just like, I'm going to put a score on the board. He is the sort of guy that loves to try and top qualifying every time, so I'm a little bit surprised he played it safe if that was the case, or is the car experiencing some issues?
Interesting. Well, he will get a score on the board.
Yeah, he completed a run and he's in 32nd position himself, so he'll knock himself out of top 32 to put himself in the 20th.
So let's see what the judges thought of that run. 76.33 puts him into 23rd position, so he will be in the battles today, and let's hope there is an improvement from him as the day goes on.
You were doing so well the last time. How did you go on this time, Mike?
Kevin Kilgareth.
Oh, you sound Irish when you say it like that. You see the
Calm down, Mike.
Big flick from Kevin with the white and black smoke. pumping out as he gets wide through the first corner, out to clip 2 on that perfect line, Mike. Like literally hugging the edge of the track.
This is spectacular from a diesel BMW.
A little bit too wide.
Just slightly too enthusiastic there, but this is such a good run for. I just can't believe it. A diesel.
I just keep laughing at the puffs of black smoke through the tyre smoke. It catches me every time.
It's just a 3.
It hits the corner of it.
Obliterates clip 8 as it goes round.
A very unique car for another very unique guy.
It's a 330. It's just a 330D manual.
He bought an old X5 engine in Driftland, threw it in the car, and ended up getting like top 16.
It's all the same engine. They're just like, yeah, well, I'll just bolt that one in. Anything 3 litre in BMW,
it'll do.
Mine in.
I don't know if he's onto something. Maybe we should all start, following Kevin's theory.
No, I don't think we should, because they have to change the engine every single
I'd
round.
have no problem with that, but I just hate the smell of diesel on my hands, so therefore I would not do it.
Well, his team are definitely used to changing engines, so he'll be fine. 78 points doesn't improve on the 83 of his first run, unfortunately. But up now we have Stefan Stefanov. Stefan Stefanov improves with every single time he puts his foot on the clutch. He improves a little bit. So I'm expecting a higher score than his first run. His first run was an 86.67. He's currently in 10th position. I imagine he's going to improve on that.
Yeah, possible. Very, very possible. It's a lovely looking car as well.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I remember when he first had the car, it was... wow, look at that entry! Yes!
Oh my
As
God!
he throws it in, this is absolutely spectacular to watch. Look how wide he is! Round clip 2! Robin Wilson, another big flick. Can he hold on to it? Brings him a little bit shy.
Fortunate he can't
into the middle of the track, but look at the presence this car has as it comes around the track. Such an impact.
The snap to lock on that first corner was just ridiculous. What a run from Stefan Stefanov.
I mean, if that doesn't improve score-wise, it does just for our viewing pleasure.
In my eyes, he got a 100-point run. That, the wheel drop at clip 3 there maybe might deduct him a small bit, but impact's anything to go by. That was some initiation.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a small improvement.
Yeah,
I
really hope so. He deserves
a bit of a
it.
wheel drop, and slightly shallow just after clip 4, coming into clip 5. But 88, he does improve, not quite into the 90s club. I was kind of hoping. I just had a little bit tick. I was like,
give him 90.1.
Stefan Stefanov does make an improvement up now of the absolutely insane Arumas Vasquez.
In his new old car.
In this old car that has been completely rebuilt since the last round.
What's it been, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just completely rebuilt. Shell, everything.
I hate to say it, but I think it looks so much better now than it did.
It does. It does look really good as well, doesn't it? I
so
like
cool.
the new colour scheme as well. It's nice. Oh, he leaves the line. Leaves the line with a bit of a pace as well. And look how big a flick! Massive! Almost backwards entry there for Arumas Vasquez.
Completely wrong part of the track through the first corner, but that was so cool.
It's fine. We've got 92 on the score. Ready? Backwards entry. He held on to it. He held on to it. I think that was more angle than Sebastian Fontin. Arumas Vasquez really making an impact now as he comes around this corner. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Arumas Vasquez. What a drive!
Whatever about building the car and coming back next round after that accident, but to come back and to throw it into the first corner like that.
It's just absolutely insane.
That's unbelievable. Armas is crazy driver, he is.
I just
need to take a minute there.
Need to catch my breath after that run.
We actually made a promise that we wouldn't get too excited in qualifying. We'd save it for later.
Don't get too excited in qualifying. Just build up. 94.67, third position for Arumas Vasquez. That's good. And now another.
And then to follow it up, we got Kevin Quinn.
And we've got Kevin Quinn. Kevin Quinn's like,
Kevin definitely seen Armas go around that first corner and goes, I can do better.
Yep. Watch this. You think that's stupid? Watch this. Get the go-ahead from the track marshals. Itchy.
Yep.
Yes, off we go.
Listen to the limiter bashing on this one.
Just listen.
Already?
I just wanted to hear limiter. I thought he was going to throw it in a lot harder than that. But
playing it safe is very unlike Kevin.
Yeah. It's nice wide now. It's very shallow. He almost hit the forbidden curve on that first corner. I was flying past now with.
I'm now questioning is his gear ratio maybe.
Yeah, because I can just hear limiter. I know we.
No, we always hear limiter. We get that, but that's more than enough. Or the wheel speed isn't as high.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. It was still an incredible run, but it's just I think it could be faster.
Yeah, I think he needed to shift up again. So I don't know whether there's a problem or whether I don't know. We'll ask him later.
Do you know what?
Find
On
out.
the break, they all come and tell us.
Yeah,
So
we'll find
phenomenal.
out very shortly.
There's like a queue of people waiting just to inform us of what we don't know. So Kevin gets an 82 in his first run. Wait his second.
86.6.
So he does improve. 11th position for Kevin. He'd be happy with that. Really excited to see him in that as well.
Oh, but we normally get some level of utter lunacy.
Maybe he's saving it for later, Mike.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's holding back. I don't know.
Maybe Kevin made the same promise not to get too excited in qualifying as we did.
We broke up.
We broke our promise straight away. So up next is Josh King. Josh is sitting on 83.67 in his first run in the sparkly BMW. Big flick, but not getting all the way out to the edge of the track like the judges want.
And not immediately, no, he did get out there in the end, but yeah, it's a
Yeah, they
little bit
want
of
him
a shadow
following that outside line the
That's
whole way
right, yeah.
around the first
Yeah.
corner, not joining in halfway. But
Yeah, but oh wow, very wide.
he's putting the second half of this run together, all right.
Yeah, very nice now as he comes through the second half. Keep it nice and smooth. Comes around the second part of the track, plenty of angle and smoke as well. Yeah,
Very good run from Josh King.
very good finish. 83.67 on the board so far. Do we get?
Did he improve?
I think so. I think
so
that was
as
a bit
well,
of
yeah.
I think that was a bit of an improvement there. I don't know whether it'll be
85 odd, maybe.
88.33. Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, you rudely interrupted.
Yeah. Up now, Ryan Caldwell.
Ryan is looking super serious in that car on news.
Yep, he's sat on an 85.3.
See, Ryan's been top in qualifying so far this year in BDC, and maybe he's not liking like Connor and Sebastian coming in.
Oh, look at his victory as well! Didn't quite have the rotation or the speed, but massive flick.
He got ours. He won our hearts, Mike. That's all that matters. We see Ryan smoking Three Sisters out of it. He comes down the straight, out wide, edge of track through clip 4. A little bit late of a transition there, Mike, for clip 5, was it? But
Yeah,
he puts him back on the outside
Yeah, just
line.
slowed him down a little bit on that transition through to the fast the
Look
final
how
corner. But
fast
look how
Ryan
he
is. That's crazy. That initiation, though, he literally went from one side of the track to the other there. That was exactly what we want to see.
It is what we want to see. 85.33 on his first run. It's definitely flamboyant in his second run.
Yeah.
87.33. He does improve slightly, putting him into 12th position. And next up, we have James Fenn-Bacon.
James got an 81.33 in his first run. Can he improve on his second? He's currently sitting in 18th position. Oh!
Oh, a nice big flick from James Fenn-Bacon. And a little bit shallow there on the first corner, but
It just seems like the car started to go a bit early, so he just said, let's go with it. But yeah, it brought him a bit shallow, and that's not what we want to see. But for the second half of this run, he's definitely put it back on the exact line.
I'm just studying
that way.
It's studying his eyes.
It's fairly crazy, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's a fairly mad run.
it's a fast run.
Yeah, it's definitely fast, but it's just in the wrong place in quite a few times over that lap. It was quite like I always thought he was going to jump back onto the right line, but he never really got exactly there. Not bad run.
No, very good run. See, when you get to this standard, it's like it's the top level of drifting in the UK. We're here and we're picking through the little details to separate them,
tiniest
because
little
that's
bit.
what our judges do. So an 81.3 and 82 in the second run. It's consistent from James Fenn-Bacon.
Yep, and now we've got Ross Barr in this borrowed car.
Ross Barr, borrowed car.
It's very impressive on his first run. Are we going to see something absolutely insane on his second one? His entries at Driftland were some of the most savage things I've ever seen. So are we going to see something like that now?
Of course we are.
And I think we are. It's tiny bit shallow there just after entry, scrubbed off a little bit more speed than he was expecting, but now very wide through clips 2 into clip 3 and very wide, just dropping a wheel on clip 4. Just about holding it together though as he comes through clip 6.
This is a very good run by Ross. Just unfortunate, the small wheel drop there at clip 4 maybe might suffer a small bit in the scores, but for a borrowed car with little seat time, I'd be very happy with that.
Very impressive. Yeah, very impressive from Ross Barr. So Ross Barr sitting on a 76.33.
I think he improved on that.
You think he did?
I think he improved better.
I'm going to go for an 81.
I'll go higher than 85.
Are you? Yeah. Going for an 85. 79.
Shows we know nothing. We can just comment on exactly what's happening at the time.
Yeah.
We didn't really go to briefing this morning.
We went to briefing yesterday. It's meant to be the same briefing.
Yeah. So technically.
So up now we have Dwayne McKeever. Dwayne McKeever on an 89. He's not in a 90 club. He's going to get into it. No, a little bit
early that flick seemed.
Yeah, it's just this doesn't seem to be the Dwayne McKeever that we've seen before. I mean,
no,
it is now. Okay, all right. I take it back. It is now. Look at this. As he's on an absolute perfect wide line. Smoke pouring out everywhere, but that entry just wasn't as Dwayne McKeever have we seen.
I don't know, I was expecting it wilder. Like, it's a good fast run, he's on the perfect way, he's smoking the place out, it's classic Dwayne, but I think, you know, you have to put a little bit more on the line on that entry to get the high points.
Yeah, so 89, I think he's going to join
He is going to join the 90 club, I'd be confident of that, but will it top the 97? I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to top that 97-point run from Sebastian Fonte. We shall see. Wait for the judges to make a decision.
We've made our decision.
Yeah. we know.
Where's our buttons?
94-point run.
Puts him in that fourth position. Wow. Really high scores here today, the British Drift Championship.
Yep. Next up we have Steve McConnell.
Stephen got an 84.67 his first run. He's currently sitting in 14th position, so what can he do to impress the judges? Very like Dwayne. Safe entry. As in, I'm going to try and get maximum points without risking too much. But yet again, by the time he gets through clip 2, out on the perfect line, Stephen smoking Three Sisters out of it. A little bit early in the handbrake coming into clip 4, but I don't think they'll mark him down too much for that. Look at this line, Mike.
Slightly shallow there as he comes through clip 7 and clip 8. Arm out the window.
He's happy with it. He thinks he's done enough.
I mean, he's definitely done enough.
Oh, he's definitely. We're all done enough today. I think nearly everyone qualified, didn't they? Bar
everyone.
Bar one.
Yeah.
Bar one.
Arunus,
yeah. I couldn't think of who there for a second. Fuel Star Jitteries.
There we go. He does improve on his previous score. 87.67 puts him into 12th position. And that is the final car, I believe, from our qualifying today. It should be. It is. So let's have a look at results today. So Arunus, the only person not making it with a 0. Nathan Shivers just scraping in with a 32. Dan Tyler all the way down the grid at 28. A very uncharacteristic driving for him.
Returning Martin Wanacott and Martin Cowley, you know, both of them scraping in. Say they're very happy with the mornings they've had.
Yeah. Luke Barker down in 24th position, 76.33. We've seen better from him in the past. Ross Barr in a borrowed car, though, doing well with the 79. I mean, he's had 2 laps in that car. So
Archie Harmer there with an 81.3 in 18th position, coming through from yesterday and just showing he can hang with the big boys.
Yeah, definitely. And then we've got Stephen McConnell, 87.67. And we start to move our way up into
6th position, Tom Van Beek with a 92.33.
Yeah.
That just made my day.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And Jamie Stanton. And then we get up into the top 4. I mean, we could have probably predicted the top 4. Dwayne McKeever, Arumas Verskelis, Connor Shanahan, and Sebastian Fontin. With a 97.33 for Sebastian Fontin and 2 backwards entries in 1. Absolutely amazing. Well, that wraps it up for the qualifying. Join us at 2:20 for the Pro Top 32. we'll see you in a bit.